IVM.
My favorite link is storytel.com/IVM, which is a lovely place to go. Best books available. I'm not saying that because they're forcing me, but stop choking me. All right, I'll do it anyway. Modern Romance is also available on Storytel. And by modern romance, I don't mean the actual romance, but it's a book by Aziz Ansari, who just learned how to spell on Tuesday. But it's fantastic. It's a book that makes you understand the different dynamics involved in romances. Of course, romances is an incorrect word, but I'll get back to you on that. So keep in mind that if you go through storytel.com/IVM, you get a 30-day free trial as against a 14-day free trial on the link. All right, it's very simple. All you got to do is log on to storytel.com/IVM. Millions and millions and millions of stories, many written by me. All that and more. Find it all on Storytel. Kripaya dhyan dijiye. The language used on the podcast may not be fit for consumption. We warn you, tread carefully. But listen, yaar, don't be so conservative.
You're listening to Cyrus Says.
Okay, on Cyrus Says, we have to meet a lovely lady called Deepa Jhaveri, who, let me tell you, is Mrs. India. That's right, just one person, one lady represents the entire married community of India from the female side. And it's her, Deepa Jhaveri, also French teacher, stand-up comedian, comedy producer, content writer, and a person who pays her taxes on time, twice a year.
Why follow your auntie's advice when you can follow Cyrus Says on Facebook and Twitter to stay updated about the latest shows?
Hello, I have been in the television business. By the way, you're listening to a show called Cyrus Says, because I say. I've been in the business since 1996, and let me tell you, since 1996 that I've been there, my graph has only gone in the wrong direction. I've just come back from 1 week of shooting in Mud Island for various things, 4 days. 4 days in Mud Island, and I live in town, so that means 2.5 hours going back, by which you're a nervous wreck and you're crying. Actually tears are coming out. It's almost like male periods, which I'm experiencing now. And I have to say that people don't understand, when you go to Mud Island to shoot after so many years, it just shows you're a failure in the business. Because you know Shah Rukh Khan or Salman Khan or Akshay Kumar is going to be in Mud Island, unless they're buying bungalows to put out on rent or for their other siblings. But as far as I'm concerned, you land up in Mud Island only when you are the worst of the lot, the lowest budget, the cheapest shoot. Nobody can help you, and there's nowhere lower to go. See, that's it. That's the end. After Mud Island, there's nowhere lower to go. Now they'll just send you to another, like, go to Bangladesh, and there try your luck as a model. That's the situation. Of course, we love Bangladesh. There's nothing mean or rude about that. So here's my story. If you find yourself, after many years of being in the business, shooting in Mud Island, you've gone nowhere, and there's nowhere else to go but down. It's called Cyrus Says. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Sarayu Natarajan.
And I'm Alok Prasanna Kumar.
And we are the hosts of the Ganatantra podcast.
On this podcast, we speak to academics, social scientists, journalists, and activists to find out what's actually going on in Indian politics.
On this podcast, we stay away from personality politics, intrigue, and gossip, and instead focus on the data, research, and analysis that drives all this.
So tune in to the Ganatantra podcast, where new episodes are out every Wednesday on the IVM podcast app, website, or wherever you listen to your podcasts.
And we are right back. And her name is Deepa J. Because you're a rapper as well, right?
Ooh, I wish I were.
Deepa J sounds damn cool, yeah.
It sounds cool, yeah.
I'm saying...
Or DJ.
DJ?
Even cooler.
But DJ for male, no? Or female?
Oh, but how should it be? No, don't be sexist and
you think?
all that.
Well, I remember two guys called DJ. And they're both males, that while I was growing up. One in college and one where I used to work. Yeah, I used to work also. Let me introduce you properly. Deepa Jhaveri. Now, every time I say something, they'll play music, so it'll sound much better than how it sounds now.
Okay.
If they don't play music, it'll sound terrible.
Oh my God.
Abbas, please remember to play music.
Sure. Please remember.
Deepa Jhaveri. Music. She is a French teacher. French music.
Oof.
A stand-up comedian. Comic music. Comedy producer. More comic music. Content writer. This doesn't deserve music.
Absolutely.
Crossword enthusiast.
Oof.
This will be that zany.
This is opera and all that.
Opera and all. Chalo, opera for you. And punner. Punner suche. What is punner?
Punning, yeah.
Punning and above all, beauty queen.
Oof.
We're coming to all that because this is the most interesting part of your personality. Generally, you don't match all these characteristics in a person because generally, and I don't want to be stereotypical about this, Abbas, my producer, is more into the comedy scene and the circuit and knows what the people are like.
Yeah.
But generally, how do I say this without getting beaten up? The pretty model types are not the ones who try their hand up at comedy. Is that fair, Abbas? Can I say that without pain? Are letters coming in? Luckily, no one listens to our show. If it was a popular show, we'd be in such trouble, man. Really.
Yeah.
But this show is being recorded in Mud Island where
Yeah,
nobody
yeah,
gives a damn
exactly.
about us.
Right.
So, Deepa, this is your story.
Yeah.
I'm going to start right at the top where you recently, this year, as we speak, you came back and won a Mrs. India Earth pageant 2019.
Yes.
So, first, I want to just understand,
Right.
after so many, you never did modeling before.
Not really, not very actively. I just did a couple of ramp walks for a few friends, but it wasn't an
When,
active
when?
medal. Oh, it was eons ago.
College time.
No, I would say 10 years back.
But somebody was in college, so college
So,
time.
yeah, okay, fine, if that's what you want to say.
Also college time. What the hell, yeah. So, but why would you be in a Mrs. India Earth? I mean, you're very pretty. I accept that. But why would you, at this point in your career, why turn to that? And what is Mrs. India, for those who don't know?
Well, it's for married. It's a pageant for married people.
What about divorced? Can you go?
I guess, yes, you
As long
can.
as you keep the Mrs.
You keep the Mrs. Or there is another category called MS, Ms. category, which some of the pageants have.
MS.
MS. That
So
is
it's not
which is,
clear. A man can also take part.
No. That is Mr. Keep quiet.
Sorry,
Cyrus.
just asking. Huh.
So why I joined was it wasn't a conscious decision. Like I was just fooling around with my phone and for lack of better things to do when you're a comic.
Terrible phrase to use.
I
fooling around
know.
with my phone. I mean, you sound like an Indian
I
male
sound
living at
like
home
an
with his
Indian
parents. Mummy, daddy have gone out for party, so chalo, theek hai, lock karo, phone nikalo, and action.
Yeah. So anyways, and then I saw this ad where they were calling for applications for Mrs. India, and I just said, why not try it? Because I had time on my hands.
Yeah.
And at that point of time, so I just sent in an application, and then we'd gone to Japan for a holiday, our family.
Wow, look at the money they make in stand-up comedy. Yeah?
No, they don't. This is Manish. Anyways, so we went and we came back, and then I saw a lot of emails which had, come saying that, you have to send us this, and various emails went back and forth, photographs, details, and stuff like that. And finally, then they called me they said there's an interview. So I had one round of interview, and
Sorry, God, but is it the same way they do the Miss India? I've been privileged to be in the canteen when Miss Indias were being done for 2-3 years in a row. Serious sort of process where they have to be trained.
Yes.
And you have a balance of the body. One trainer came for that, for the way they walk. Poise. I think poise.
Yeah,
what is the word?
yeah,
And then
there
one
is.
for personality, one for clothes, one for fitness, nutrition.
But
Did you have all that?
You know something? There was an option, but I didn't do anything at all.
What do you mean?
In the sense, like, I
You
just
thought they'll
went.
make you pay for it.
No.
Come on.
No, Mrs. India, nobody pays. It's a sad scene.
Huh.
But
That's not how we have to advertise it. Hey, that's very unfair. I've actually anchored one Mrs. India.
You have?
And it was very competitive. Yeah, Maureen
It was.
Wadia ka kuch...
Glad Rags.
maybe it was Glad
It
Rags.
was-
I don't remember
I think,
now.
yeah.
But it was very competitive and they were crying backstage and all after
which
the
is
thing.
true.
So it was-
I am saying I went very chilled out. I did not do any
So you
preparation.
didn't go for this training business?
No, I did nothing.
How can you not go for the training?
Because I was a comic,
take it seriously?
I didn't take it seriously.
What are you saying?
Yeah, so I just...
You
the
sound like
only
my life.
class, but I'm a comic, so what do you do?
You're a real comic.
Exactly.
I'm an Uber driver who goes to Mud Island.
But at least for us, you're a king, yeah? You're
I just
going
spat
to-
on the mic. I'll give you 2 minutes. Because my good friend Deep, who's in charge of the sound engineering, luckily he's fallen asleep. Otherwise he'll get upset. Generally, the moment we start the interview, our engineer goes to sleep. What do you think that is?
Yeah.
I've noticed that even when we anchor shows, the photographers never know your name. Have you noticed that? They never know who the anchor
They're not
is.
supposed to. That's not their job to know
Of
the
course they
name.
should know this.
They just say, so side pose ye do, aage dekho, lighting wo.
They take all the pictures. I keep saying, "Mera naam kya hai? Kya? Nobody knows." Why are we talking about this? Let's talk about our important thing is the Mrs. India process.
Yeah.
Now you're making fun of the fact that you didn't go, but tell me honestly, swear. You
swear.
did nothing.
The only thing I did was go for a yoga and meditation class. So that was the only preparation.
Why are they making you do yoga?
They didn't do that.
For,
This is my
fitness.
personal thing. No. They didn't. They just said you have to be fit and you come over
So
there.
you just had to turn up now.
Yeah.
But tell me honestly, the other women, the other misses, what were they doing?
They did a lot of practice.
So they did this clinic like
They did
coaching.
a lot of coaching. They had the photographs
Does it make a
published.
difference?
I won. It
No,
doesn't.
that's what. Oh God.
I mean, how does it
mean.
matter? But how true?
No, but I was just thinking,
Yeah.
if supposing you're not involved in the business at all, supposing
Yeah.
Mrs. Sharma from wherever is taking part, and she's
Right.
pretty and all that,
Yeah.
but she doesn't know anything about the kind of questions that will come. It might help to prepare, no?
But
But
you know,
suppose-
you can never be prepared.
You
How
can't
do you
use
know?
Mother Teresa anymore, for example.
You can't.
It's outdated.
It's outdated.
Yeah, so you have to know.
No, but then you just be prepared by reading current affairs. I mean, I was always reading newspapers, and
Netflix is not enough.
Netflix may not. It depends on the guy who's asking you the question. If he's into Netflix, then thumbs up to you.
It's not like the greatest brains of our times are the judges.
Shut up. It is.
I mean, I've seen them. I mean, in my time, it was, I think Shamak was a judge. Jitendra was a judge. Oh, great men in their own capacity. But not the guys who reinvented the wheel or something. Nothing to worry about. Okay. So you didn't. What did Manish and your daughter? How did they handle it?
They were like, "Are you crazy? What are you getting into all these things now?" And they didn't even come with
embarrassed, like mom, don't embarrass me and all that.
Yeah, my daughter was very clear. She said, "If you make it to the top 15, I'll clap." So she was that,
15?
Yeah, top 15. So, or top 10, whatever, But the thing is, none of them came with me to Delhi for the show. I went alone.
Sad.
No, it wasn't sad. I was
So
very happy.
Seriously? You didn't take it serious? Family didn't? Oh, she's in Delhi. I don't know something.
No, it was really good because we all got a break from each other. So that was the main reason.
Moment. Deepa, that's not fair.
Yeah, but 3 days I was alone. Yet, damn it, I had a great time.
Oh my God.
No, in the sense like...
In the words of the Marathi poet Jananeshwar, kai bolto. What happened?
What happened is that we had our
that's
sessions.
How you won.
5:30 to 12 in the night.
What?
Yeah, because there's rehearsals and practices and rounds and catwalks and everything.
You have to share room?
Yes, we had to share room
So is there,
with another contestant.
So there's bitchy, catty fighting and all happening?
No, not really.
They're trying to sledge you a little bit and all. Hey, Deepa, thoda moti hai yaar, your side view. I don't know. I'm just asking because we hear that it's very competitive and
it is competitive,
aggressive.
but nothing came to my ears. Maybe post it happened.
You got along with the girl who was with you?
Yes, I did.
And did she come second?
No, she didn't make it in the top 15.
Oh, did you laugh at her?
No, I didn't. I was too thrilled myself.
It was really funny. She was doing sit-ups all day and you were eating pizza and watching TV and all that.
We had no time for that, Cyrus. It was like, oh my God, too hectic.
Okay, now I know this is sounding funny and all, but it became a real competition. So suddenly Deepa Jhaveri is in the middle of a real competition, having not mentally, taken it seriously. But then once you're in, you're in.
Yeah.
So are you a competitive person, would you say?
Yes, I am.
You are. So then all said and done, once you're in something, you're going to give it like
I would give it my best, yeah.
So take us to the whole process. What happened exactly? How did you tell us what you were feeling? What were the tough moments?
The tough moments was a fitness round because I was totally unprepared for that. Every other round, like for the talent round, while most
Can
of
you tell
them...
us what the rounds are?
Okay, so we had...
My listeners have no idea. They just look at dirty pictures on mobile phone. They don't know more about behind the dirty picture.
Yeah.
Not that you're in any dirty picture. Not yet.
Not yet, yes. So we had a traditional round. We had
So what is ethnic round?
Ethnic round. But it was an ethnic round with an eco message. So wherein, before the contest actually began, we had to do a couple of tasks. One was save trees. It was a...
You went to RA?
Yeah, I went to RA.
What are you saying?
I went to RA.
I was just being flippant.
No, but seriously, there is this video also of me saying that
Udavji is saying he's going to put the trees back now.
I hope he does.
Trees are really confused. Trees are definitely going to vote for Shiv Sena. That's for sure.
So we had that. Then we had an NGO, to support some NGO to raise money. So we had a couple of tasks before that. And so that's why our eco round and traditional round was mixed. Like you had to represent your state at the same time have some eco message. So which I had done because I was pro-RA type of thing. Okay.
And it was going on in the background, no? This whole RA crusading for the trees and
after I came back was the thing that
verdict.
It happened. So that happened.
You won, but RA lost.
But now RA is winning now.
Well, I don't know how that works.
Hopefully.
It's a tree, you can't just uproot it and throw it around and then put it back.
No, I don't know. I wish they would do something about it.
Honestly, I think we should now, 50% of India, the urban India should be broken down and trees planted.
Trees are planted?
Yeah, just...
Like population should be killed? What are you saying?
No. In my building, for example, ground floor, there's a guy nobody likes. You put a tree there.
On his flat?
Just bury him under trees.
Oh,
no
okay,
issue.
fine.
And then, the rest will be fine. So there is space if we sit and redo it. Okay, let's get back to trees later.
Sure.
Because in 1, 2, 3, it'll be over the show.
Yeah, right.
So you were doing this before. Yeah. Then you went into traditional round.
So you have to wear with props and stuff like that. So that's
what
one
props
round.
Did you have?
So I made.
Were you dressed like Tipu Sultan?
No, I wish ever, but no. But I had a very contemporary, Maharashtrian outfit, but in a contemporary style, which designer had kind of helped me with.
So who pays for the designer?
So it's all done by me.
Oh my God.
Because it's
cost to company goes up. They don't help with anything.
Why would they?
But the Miss India under Mrs. India thing, they are provided with everyone, are they not?
So they are lucky because they are Miss, no?
Okay.
So when you're Mrs. and your net worth comes down.
So to take the pun further, you missed out.
I missed out,
okay.
Right.
You want to say anything else on the Miss issue?
No. Okay. I'm happy right now.
All right.
Then,
so traditional round.
Then we had interviews. We had one-on-one interviews. We had written interviews, which was all again
what written interviews?
Yeah, we had written interviews.
Are there some women who can't write? Who was the dumbest woman out of the lot? There must have been one woman you say, "Oh, Renuka, shut up, man."
Well, there were a couple we didn't know who existed till they actually came on stage.
Okay.
So after 3 days, so we didn't know, oh my God, she's a contestant. So
And
you know,
what was
maybe
like
she
a
was on the
stupid
quieter
answer?
side.
Come on, do you remember a really funny, stupid, silly answer?
No, I don't.
But because they crumble under pressure, na, people sometimes.
Maybe,
And they say
but
all kinds of silly things. So I've noticed this whenever I've done them.
Ha.
Not that I've taken part, but getting on
But
the
you've
side.
asked questions
Yeah,
and all
no,
that.
that they have a prepared answer. Have you noticed that? So if the answer is prepared, supposing they've got this NGO ka answer and I want to save children or whatever, and your question is about water conservation, they'll come back to children. So will you tell us how you try to conserve water in India? And they'll be like, the children are our future, and I do feel that whatever happens, children should have water. They connect it, it's just
they're
like all over the
smart,
place.
okay? At least they've got kind of, getting it there.
So did you get any of that?
No, I didn't get any of that.
What was your questions?
But first of all, you must hear the other rounds, no?
Please.
We had talent round.
Okay.
Where everybody did Bollywood dance and I did
Because
stand up.
India has only one talent. Oh, that's how you won.
See?
You stood out like a tree in RA. Unbelievable.
Oh God.
So tell us, what is your stand-up? Come on, give me a little bit of that. You must remember.
So okay, I'll just tell you a couple of lines because
Did you have to run it by the boss and all that, the producers?
No.
Did you-
I
what if you
didn't-
said politically incorrect things? How do they know?
So I didn't do anything politically
They told you not
incorrect.
to.
No, they
You
didn't
said-
say that.
You didn't
but
say, I got 2 religious jokes, 3 jokes on the PM. You didn't say all
No,
that.
I didn't say that. In Delhi, no, I didn't take that risk. But like for example, because once I was a finalist, they kept sending me emails where I was being addressed as Dear Queen Deepa Jhaveri, Dear Queen Jhaveri. So I just took off on that saying that, मैं बहुत खुश हूँ कि कोई तो मुझे रानी करके बुला रहा है. हाँ, घर पे भी मैं रानी हूँ. अलग तरह की रानी. नौकरानी. So, those kind of things,
Nice.
And then I just took up on the fact that, I'm at that stage in life, where I'm really jealous of all these youngsters who talk about their dating issues and, I don't
Nice. Very nice.
Yeah.
So you made fun of yourself and all
Of
that.
course,
Very
I
different
took
from
off on
somebody
myself.
coming, a 60-year-old girl, lady trying to be Priyanka Chopra. Oh, not Priyanka. Who's the young actress today? Look at me. References are always wrong.
Yeah, and even
Give me some
60 years
names.
old.
Tapsi? Is she young? I don't know. One of those.
Yeah.
Who's the other one?
Kirti Sonam. Kirti Sonam.
Kirti. You don't even know the names. So our generation sucks, man. Basically, we can't get the references right. But I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
So everybody was dancing and doing the usual suspects, let's call it.
Yeah.
You're the only person who did stand up.
Yes.
Nobody had another talent other than dancing or
I don't
singing.
think in the entire beauty pageant there has ever been a stand-up comic who's won.
I think it's great. It's superb, honestly. Can't bear it. Whole of India, if you're doing a stand-up show of our own,
Yeah.
you can really make fun of the whole pageant, because it's such a funny, it's like Ornob.
So much
it's a safe place to go
material.
to. Rahul Gandhi,
So
Ornob,
much
the Miss
material.
Indias, everybody laughs, everybody
Yeah,
finds them ridiculous.
yeah.
And it's also the way the women put on these voices of, I believe that India has a great shining future. Just that sincerity fakeness. I can't believe.
Sincerity.
Nobody ever says ki India really sucks. I'm having trouble just
But
passing from
you will
Baikala
not
to
believe it.
Bandra on time. Huh?
Yeah, because one of the things we had to do was go to a special school,
I know a place where Abbas and I would have studied.
Yeah, exactly. So there was this one.
I don't mean it from a communal slant, Abbas, before we get letters, because that might happen too. You study this side, these guys study that side.
But some of the contestants were like weeping, seeing the sadness around them and the privilege that they have.
But were they weeping when the camera was on them also?
Exactly. And you think Bollywood is in Bombay,
No.
No, not at all.
I've been to Sangeets across India. Bollywood is everywhere. Bollywood is in the corner of India, which you've not even known by name.
Yeah, that's true.
But I like the fact that you have the guts to do this, because nobody will associate comedy and at least in the old days.
Exactly, because comedy is like a struggling, the people perceive comics as strugglers, which is true.
And you don't expect a beauty queen to
and
do
a
comedy.
diva over here.
Just
So
connection.
I am like on 2 poles apart. Like I am a struggling diva? How would you? I don't know where I am.
Not struggling, but clearly diva with the tantrums you've shown so far.
What tantrums?
I'm lying.
Of course you are.
I'm absolutely lying. But yeah, the only beautiful person I've seen in comedy so far is myself. So I don't know. It's difficult for me.
Yes.
But we started that. There's a stereotype which Abbas has been telling me. So I'm going to take Abbas's name a lot here, because again, he's in the circuit, where they always think that female comedians are not known to be the most handsome of all creations, according to Abbas. Not me, I have
And
no idea.
he says that the males are
No, but
very
you
handsome.
disproved that. You're correct. And you've disproved.
But you're saying female.
No, males are not, but nobody cares. But the thing is that you've disproved that in one shot by winning Miss India, basically, frankly speaking, on your talent. Because that's the thing that stood out, I'm presuming, and you're talking.
Yeah.
Whenever you got a chance to talk, your personality stood out.
Right.
Because how do they judge otherwise? Come on, you
But
can't
there
judge.
are various rounds,
Very
no.
nice shoulders, she should win. It doesn't really work.
No, but
Doesn't work like
that's
that.
what I'm saying. There's there's so many rounds. Like, there's this interview round. And prior to that, we had 10 marks for our, what I just told you about, our tree plantation and all
the
that.
NGO stuff.
So that's 10. Then they had this traditional round. Then they had fitness round.
But why do they make the rounds more difficult? Why can't they have a round where the Mrs. India has to walk on one leg? Something really difficult.
Like a paraplegic type?
I wouldn't say that would be insensitive. What I mean is walk on one leg like a task.
Like a task.
Something crazy, because I think it's very easy, some of the tasks, and then it comes down to them just saying these few words and then they sound repetitive, all of them. They sound like a factory of women. That I'm thinking must have been a real freshness to hear you in the middle of all that, talk about being a Rani at home, matlab Nokrani and all that. Where did that come from? The last lady before you must have said, save the world, plant the trees, hug the children, educate everyone, Mahila Mandal forever, whatever. It's too stereotyped. It's too boring.
Yeah, but
I want someone to come in. Why can't some Miss India come out and say, I hate everybody, let's kill 30% of our population? I would give her the prize just for that. At last, the truth.
You must have a contest in Mud Island where all us losers come and possibly we'll all live up to your expectations.
We can't take the beauties to Mud Island. They won't look pretty anymore. It's very dangerous. Okay, we have to take a break. How much you talked? I haven't even mentioned your entire life. You were supposed to talk for 5 minutes.
Who's talking? Cyrus says and Cyrus is saying.
Deepa, please talk less.
Okay, fine.
We have to abuse Manish for 20 minutes. We only have that much time left.
No, that is when our joint show happens.
Yeah. Joint show may not happen if Manish realizes you're funnier than him. We'll have a lot of trouble. Take a break. We'll come back.
Okay.
रिश्ते में तो हम तुम्हारे पॉडकास्ट लगते हैं. नाम है फुटबॉल शुटबॉल.
Presenting Football Should Ball, a show about three friends discussing our favorite game over a beer. Sometimes 3, maybe even 5. Hi, I'm Shiva, and with me are my two sidekicks, Gaurav Sapre and Karthik Iyer.
Sidekick? You mean like Batman's Robin or Van Persie Robin?
No, I mean like Alexis Sanchez, but with a little more skill than just playing the piano.
Just shows how the best players at Arsenal are mere bench warmers at United.
Oh, thank you, Iyer. But you're a Fulham supporter, so whenever you say anything to support me, I question my beliefs.
Just like how Griezmann would say, एक बार मैंने जो decision ले लिया, तो मैं अपने आप की भी नहीं सुनता.
Banter aside, we will talk match reports, transfer rumors, top controversies, fantasy football picks, and so much more. So grab a beer and tune in to Football Should Ball every Wednesday on the IVM Podcast app, website, or wherever you get your podcasts.
We're back after our huge break. Deepa, of course, telling us about the winning of the Mrs. India in Delhi. Tell us, what is the final moment like? What we call the Susmita Sen moment, which we all remember.
Okay, there was a goof up that happened. I don't know if I should talk about it.
You must talk about it. You got the crown now. All right. And now we have breaking news of those end moments. What exactly happened? Gripping suspense. It was a thriller. Tell us.
They were announcing the winners and they usually start from the bottom three, like second runner-up, first runner-up and winner. So,
which is
the
very
host,
confusing.
Yeah, when the host announced that second runner-up is Deepa Jhaveri, I came on stage and they sashed me.
And you were happy with that position?
I was happy. I was like, I didn't expect anything, but theek hai. So they crowned me, they sashed me and gave me a bouquet when suddenly someone comes up on stage and whispers something to the host and he says, I'm sorry, Deepa has not won this title. And so they take away my crown. They take away my bouquet, they take away my sash.
That's terrible.
And I come back and stand in my place.
This is like being a citizen in Assam. Name is on the list and then it's off the list.
And at that point of time, one of the judges say, hey, we heard that Deepa is a stand-up comic and she's really good. So why can't she give us a 2-minute comedy show? All this at a time when I've just been
and you're upset,
and
yeah.
I was not upset, but I was a little
Come on,
confused.
Deepa, you're a human being. They gave you the prize, then they take the prize away.
But at that point of time, when I said, okay, what set can I do for 2 minutes to make them laugh? But then the host said, no, we'll continue with the show and let her do it after the ceremony is over. Yeah. And then they announced the second runner-up, then somebody else came, then the first runner-up, somebody else came. And then they said, and the winner is none other than Deepa Jhaveri. So it was...
Did you think it was a bakra then? When they repeated your name, did it feel like a bakra, like a joke, or you felt it was real?
For this, actually, I was thinking what set to say.
Oh.
In my mind, that was going on. Okay, if I haven't got this, let me try and ace the the 2 minutes.
Correct.
So, but of course, I forgot about it when I won, and I was clean.
Did you cry?
No, I didn't cry.
Did you hold your face like Susmita Sen or not? The famous pose.
No, I didn't.
What was your reaction?
But I covered my eyes. Can you believe it?
That if I won, that's the reaction of the audience.
Yeah.
Yours should have been much better.
So, yeah, that's about it. That's all I did.
But what fun. What a roller coaster. Up and down with emotions and all that.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Listen, Deepa, we have to get to your life because I'll run out of time. We have our sponsor who we don't have has told us very clearly that you have to end at a certain time. So you win this. Did your life change a little bit in your mind after that? Because now you won a Miss India pageant at this point. It's really good when people break conventions. You know, we have too many conventions and stereotypes. I hate them all. I've said it 200 times, of course, but I really hate them all.
But I thought like, oh my God, now I'm like a queen and stuff like that. And I should get Bollywood offers, advertising offers, and endorsements.
All you got is this podcast.
Not only that, what I thought, at least my Instagram followers would increase. Many left me.
Wow.
They were like, ye kya yaar, iski page mein comedy. Suddenly she's posing with a crown.
Right.
Okay, kidding. I was just kidding.
It's okay. It happens to all of us. Especially when you pay money for them.
So a few things have changed. Yes, I've been called for a lot as, in very events. I'm a chief guest of honor. I've got over 20 interviews, 20 publications have been,
and you have the title for life. You can always be called Mrs. India Earth.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm a queen for life.
You're a queen for life.
Yeah, somewhere.
I have a few male friends who are as well now, and happy to say it.
Yeah,
but let's go back to all the things that you are, because we've just gone quickly to 2019. But you're married to Manish Jhaveri, one of the famous advertising men, I suppose, writers. How do we call him? Very badly dressed, Sindhi Gujarati mix from Shamnawaz, South Mumbai. Yeah. I think that's better.
Yeah.
But he's one of the leading writers. He's one of the leading guys in advertising in terms of copy and all that. And so in a sense, you're competitive.
He never. We're pretty critical of each other.
I would not like my wife to. I think that we would fight a lot if we were both in the same business.
No, we don't fight a lot, but then we're very critical about each other's copy. If he runs something by me, and because we are competitive where we're doing cryptic crosswords. Like if he writes a clue, then he'll pass it through me, and I'll say, I think you have to change this word. It's misleading, or stuff like that. So even
you have to handle his male ego with the kid gloves.
No, he has to handle mine too.
Your male ego.
Yeah, my male ego.
Okay, but I want to go back into your life a little bit because you're a French. What are you primarily? Who is Deepa Jhaveri? Well, years back.
Well, I don't know. I still am finding out, Cyrus.
My
because
God.
I think every
Why did
year...
I ask this question?
Yeah.
We lost our listeners. Now existential moment
on... go on.
Yeah, go on. Take 3 hours.
3 hours.
But it's written here in your biodata of 3 lines, which I congratulate you on keeping short, that you're a French teacher.
Yes.
Amongst other things. When you graduated, what did you do? What was your first...
I majored in French.
Can you speak in French for the rest of this conversation?
Bien sûr.
Yourself.
Cyrus.
Please leave my parents out of it.
I'll try.
They may hear the podcast.
Okay.
So you're a French teacher.
Right.
Did you use the French skills in the 2019 pageant?
No.
No?
No.
Never came on.
Hindi was...
You had to try and remember Hindi.
Look, I took a risk. I went to Delhi, right?
Right.
And post that now...
You came back.
I came back.
Okay. Stand-up... So then when did you marry Manish?
Oh, we're 21 years married now.
No, but at that point, what were you doing is what I'm trying to say.
When
you married Manish, you were doing the French teaching.
French was
and
always
he was in
part
advertising.
of it, yeah. No, I was also in advertising.
So you were in advertising at the time of marriage?
Yes.
Okay. And were you also writing copy?
No. I was on the client servicing side.
Oh, you had a proper MBA and all that. Then, when stand-up comedy came when?
Little over a year back.
That's it?
That's it.
Oh, wow. So you just reinvented yourself right now as we speak. We've got fresh breaking news off the press.
See?
Only our podcast can organize it. Most people, we get all these washed out actors who are on their last legs, last interviews with me, and sometimes they we can't end it because they're gone.
Okay.
And I have to play music for 10 minutes. So nice. But I think it's going to be an inspirational story, Deepa. I hope lots of ladies and men who listen get a little inspired. It's never too late.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I think you've reinvented yourself completely. Do you feel a lot of a lot of us in our 40s, we feel bored because I think we just took the wrong train.
No, not really. Because as a mother, I kind of invested a lot of time in with growth of my child. So it is now that she's more independent that I said, okay, there's more to me, because I was mostly on doing online stuff like crossword and getting my crossword published, and for me that was a huge high. And I had started a
by
blog
telling me this, you're just trying to say you're very intelligent.
I am intelligent because you're not you're supposed to say it.
Yeah,
so anyways, so then I started writing blogs which were pretty hilarious. So Manish was the one who said, why don't you try stand-up comedy?
Is Manish the reason why you went towards this comic sort of side of yours, you think?
I always had a sense of humor, but he pushed me into stand-up comedy. He said, why don't you try it? So I just wrote something and I went to Cuckoo Club. And that's when, the first time I got a great response.
But Deepa, before that, with the friends and family and all, would you like tell jokes and all that?
Yeah, they would think I was funny. But then it was at that because Manish was the official funny one in the house. So obviously, even if I did think of some joke, or I have helped Manish in some of his copy.
Manish's copy is mostly written by Deepa, to note, and he has taken many awards and lots of checks. And this is how male domination continues in our society. Where is Amit Shah when we need him? Someone should take action. Don't let this Jhaveri get away. Okay,
Anyway,
no. It could have gone the other way. That when the guy is so dominant in his career and his personality, that you actually don't go towards that at all. But for some reason, you all seem to be in the same fold.
It's not that he's dominant or something. It's just that I chose to focus on my family. But after, she's independent. She's 15 years now. And so I said, okay, let me give this a shot. But then again, me being the mother, I started producing comedy because I could not travel all over.
What is it, producing comedy? What does that mean?
Yeah, because I was called to do shows at various parts of Bombay. And most of them are outside Bandra, like Andheri, Thane, Kharghar. I can't
sweet.
go
So these two South Mumbaikars talking to each other. Only I understand what you're saying. I've just come back from Mud Island. You can talk about this for half an hour now. Huh? How sweet.
No,
people are trying to go to LA to make careers and we are saying, hey man, chod, main to Andheri nahi jaunga. Too far.
No.
I think we fast forward. We have to get back to Cuckoo Club. That is a very important thing.
Yeah.
Your first debut, Cuckoo Club is not very big. It's the smallest crowd.
Yeah.
But, and everybody says, wow, small audience, intimate audience. The problem with that is that every word of yours and every single gesture is seen and recorded. And if they don't like you, it's magnified. As again, sometimes you can get lost nicely in a proscenium theatre. It works both ways.
Yeah.
So how did that debut go?
My debut was fantastic because a lot of my friends came. So they cheered me and I thought I was like superb. So next day I got super confident and went to another venue and I bombed.
Where?
Hive.
Oh, in Bandra only, no?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Hive is the one which is really small. Yeah. Hive is smaller than Cuckoo.
Yeah.
Okay. So
then,
as a true comedian, you went to a small audience.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I bombed big time. Because
what do you mean? They were all strangers.
Yeah.
So they didn't pick up.
First of all, there wasn't that much of an audience. But then you know how it is with comics.
But if there's 6 people, then how can you say you bombed?
But still, I bombed.
One is on the phone, one is chatting.
But I bombed.
2 are actually got health issues. But why you weren't good? How can you be good one day and not good at all the next day?
That's it. No, that's how it is. So I
same
tried
material?
same material.
That doesn't make sense.
But
our politicians are using same material and they're not bombing.
Yeah, but then...
See, 1 week you're chief minister, 1 week I'm chief minister. Everybody's happy in Maharashtra. Come on.
Yeah. So then anyways...
So did you critique yourself? What did Manish say?
Manish doesn't
Does Manish dare critique you?
Yeah, he does. Not anymore. But he does.
Because now you're Miss India.
So, but anyways, but then, I said, no, let me try it. Of course, I'm my harshest critique. So I was like, no, this is not for me. And I know what I'm doing over here. Then I went to Habitat. And Habitat was fantastic. And but it was a good crowd.
Strange crowd.
Strangers, completely. And then I slowly started, trying more venues and getting more confidence. And yeah.
And how long have you been doing this now? A year and a bit?
A little bit over a year, yeah.
Okay.
But I don't do it as much as most comics.
I've got a very relevant question before we go back to comedy.
Yeah.
As Mrs. India, if you meet the present Miss India, can you tell her what to do? Because you're Mrs. India. You're like the boss. Can you tell the Miss India, let's say her name is Avantika. You say, Avantika, get my shoes. Can you do that?
No, I can't.
Why can't you? Because you're Mrs. India. You're like the mother. She's like the daughter. So you're the mother of beauty. She's the daughter of beauty. Mother, in Indian culture, senior always gets more respect. So, Buddy ma'am. Have you heard Buddy ma'am? Oh, Buddy ma'am, Choti ma'am. If you live in joint family like me, you hear all this all the time.
You think your son will listen to your mom?
My mom is Buddy ma'am. I'm Choti ma'am. So my dynamics are very strange. Okay, back to comedy. So this is the interesting part of the whole journey. You are, I won't say because you look very young, but let's say you're over 25 and your competition, like Abbas, our producer next to us, is basically the age group that really is trying. They have one uncle called Atul Khatri who's about to get a pension from the government and going to be sent to Karachi, Sindh forever.
Amazing,
but other than him, I think generally I would say it's a 30 and under audience performance thing.
Most of them are half my age.
So how do you manage with
but
that?
But it's so cool, yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Do they call you auntie?
Nobody calls me auntie.
What do you call me auntie?
Auntie, agony, auntie.
Forget it. Leave it.
Yeah,
it's done. Let them call me whatever they want. But no, do you feel... complex is a very hard word. Do you ever feel, what the hell am I doing here? Because, they're young and brash and a lot of sexuality I've heard when I've seen heard the girls talk. It's almost like they want to outdo the men. Ki, gandi baat mein, we will really show you. That seems to be that way to emasculate male comic with more dirty... Abbas, am I wrong to say this? Sometimes, you know how we say Jayalalitha, Uma Bharati, Mamata Banerjee, these kind of politicians who come Mayawati, they come up by being more masculine and more, because they will dominate males who dominate the society. So how do they become more alpha than the male? Literally. So even the comedians sometimes become more dirty if that's the way to go.
I don't think it's a very conscious thing, But first to tell you that, I am older than most of the comics. Like, my daughter debuted for her stand-up comedy.
Saying?
Yeah, at 14.
That'll be a great act, no? Mother and daughter, can you all do an act together? That'll be now.
Where she takes off on me and stuff like Horrible Woman. And I have been taking off on her too, so we both are material for each other.
But that'll be fun.
Yeah. So she had her. So that's what I'm saying. But we are all pretty chilled out. Age doesn't really matter. So everybody's pretty cool and nobody respects me, and nor do I respect them. But there are times, at my thing, and tell me, just shut up and sit down over there. I'll give you a slap now. So that my mother...
The motherly instinct.
Come
but ultimately she's 17. What the hell is she saying?
So they all come and they sit quietly.
I've raised a child. I've put a family together. You have no idea, you idiot.
But the thing is, they all come and they listen to me. So that's the only time when then I say, oh shit, they say, no, that's okay. It's okay. But we're all pretty cool,
But may I ask this question? Please. Is there anybody in your age group?
Anybody? I don't know what Deepika Matre, she's got old kids. She's got 20, her kids are in the 20s. So Deepika Matre is there. That
okay,
much
she's far too old. Is there anybody else?
There must be, I mean, not that I know. See, first of all, most of the comics I know are single. I don't know of any married mother and mother.
Yeah, because sometimes after seeing their act, they become single. Have to be careful. All right, listen, Deepa, we may run out of time, so I want to finish 2-3 things which have to be told. Who's funnier, Manish or you?
Manish is more...
Tell the truth. He said you're much funnier. Now you're going to go to tu me, then I'm going to waste my time.
Honestly, he's
off
the cuff. He can just come up with stuff. I have to think.
So he's faster, you're saying?
He's faster.
It's like me and Kunal. I'm far faster. But that doesn't mean I'm funnier. Okay. Fair enough. Yeah. But I like faster also, because in today's day and world, what else can you do?
Yeah.
Rehearsal karke you'll die. Yeah. Will you take part in Mrs. India again?
Now not India. Now I'll do international.
Oh, you have to, right? You have to do the India Earth thing.
Yeah.
So where's that?
That's going to be next year in Vegas, I think. So, but there's still time.
Again, you have to pay for everything, or Manish?
Obviously Manish.
Yeah.
Where comedy, where does we get paid, yeah?
Let's come back to your daughter. Her name is?
Anushka.
Now, Anushka is in the middle of 2 comic heavyweights in a sense, right?
Right.
And father, of course, has written so many things, so that whole thing will, when people know her surname and all, will expect her to be funny.
Yeah.
So what do you think? Where do you think she'll go from here? Is she happy to do this kind of thing, or is it just like something she's doing now in her teens?
She's just doing something like that, but she's more artistic. She's a great artist, but she does have a sense of humor. She's like always cracking up her friends, apparently. That's what they tell me. And she's pretty sarcastic. I mean, she also has her own one-liners in her own quiet way.
Living in South Mumbai, you have to be sarcastic. There's no other way to survive. But what about Manish? Why doesn't he go on stage? What's his problem? Pants?
No, grey watch. But
he's going to wear just a watch, he'll get a big crowd. So how come?
I doubt it.
His wife now has already established herself. His daughter is establishing herself, and very soon, she's very young. You never know, in a year or so, she'll be a household name. What happens to him then?
I hope she household name as in like Jadu Katka to nahi karegi na.
Kuch bhi ho yaar, as long as you're a celebrity, Big Boss will call. Remember that.
No, Manish, I don't know why he hasn't. In fact, I always thought he'd take the step. But Manish being Manish is like, oh no.
He's just proud of his ladies. And like a good old Indian lion, he can sit at home and count the money.
Possibly.
Send them out to work. Morning shift this one, evening shift you.
Money, yaar. Comic and us money. Bechara.
No money.
Bloody
Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this?
For us, neither fame nor money. The only way we can get that is either...
DJ Ben, let me ask you an existential question finally. Do you feel that you're now in this stage of your life that you're doing new things and you're rediscovering yourself and getting some sort of success and all that?
Yeah,
do you feel that this is a good thing for people to do? Find another gear in their life as they age?
Yeah, I think age is just a number, Cyrus. Seriously.
No, what I mean is people do the same thing for many years and sometimes I feel they just get stuck in a rut.
That's because you're not taking the risk to step out of their comfort zone.
It's why I'm having an affair.
Good. So they should do that. Step out of their comfort zone and try something new. At the most, you'll fail, but you've learned something from your experience. But you feel
this revitality kind of revitalized?
Yes, I do. I just feel like a new me. I've grown a new
hungry
me.
to do things and all.
I am more ambitious now.
So this is the lesson, because our podcast is always a moral story that we try to give people and get them to,
I just have one thing to say. What? Like I've always believed in this saying which says like, push yourself because nobody else is going to do it for you.
That never on a train platform. We should put the rider, because I don't want trouble later.
Exactly.
But what Deepa Ben ne bola, maine kya kiya? I told Kishore bhai, stand here. This is not even funny. Because how many people die every day in Mumbai?
I
Stop.
know,
I take it
shame
back.
on you.
Listen, you're wearing a shirt with Queen written on it, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, that's just too much
That's
publicity.
too much.
I mean,
I
all
can't
we've
be
done.
seen. Damn it,
Kitna bolu
I
main, yaar? Sorry.
No, cool. Say.
So do you wear that a lot?
No, I just wore it today.
Hey, what does the family feel? We didn't ask you that. When you come back, and what does the family and the close friends, they tease you about being Mrs. India? Well, I can
Why should they
imagine.
tease me?
You know,
It's
come
something to
on.
be proud of.
Were they?
But they were very happy and very thrilled, and
Did it come on television? Do we get to watch it online?
Yeah, I think it came in Delhi somewhere. I don't know the dates, but it had appeared. There was some
So we can't
coverage.
see it? There's no way to view it?
I'll have to
on
find out.
DeepaJhaveri.com?
The winning thing?
Yeah, the whole thing.
Photographs and all are there, but I don't know
Photographs
where
se
the
kya
video.
karega main? You're not bloody.
Dekho,
You're not
pata
Virat
nahi,
Kohli playing a cover drive. What am I going to see with a photograph and you holding your head up? Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay, I'm just kidding around. Listen, we're very proud of you, Deepa. I think it's a fabulous story. I hope it inspires people. That's a big word, inspire. But just people should open their eyes to the fact that life isn't over.
Can
and
I
try
say
things.
one thing?
Yeah.
I was invited last week as a motivational speaker
Wow.
for a senior citizen group. And when I spoke...
Could they hear you?
Yes, I had a mic. But seriously, I mean, because I was featured as an inspiring person, that's because you just use the word.
No, I think it's very motivational is the word which I didn't use because my
Yeah.
English is now just slipping.
Yeah.
But motivational is exactly the word I was looking for.
Yeah.
So I was just thinking, because my age group in the 40s, a lot of the people around me also, I feel, they spend too much time on Facebook and things like that.
Yeah,
Facebook, yes, Facebook. And that's primarily because they don't let themselves rediscover things,
Yeah,
And you
yeah.
close yourself, you got a job, you go to the same shop, you do
Yeah,
the same thing,
pretty
meet the same
routine.
friends, Friday night, daru pita, and it's the same thing.
Yeah.
So I think it takes a lot of guts to actually try something totally different, and you've entered a world
Yeah.
where you're the outsider. As we
Right.
just mentioned, they're all young girls and guys and all
Right,
that.
right.
And you're holding your own and you're enjoying yourself. So I think it's just, from that point of view, it's a nice story.
Yes.
And I hope people also try their hand at different things except terrorism. Please don't get into that. Otherwise, anything else you want. Oh, and also vegetarian cooks. We have too many. So don't unnecessarily, get into that. And also politics. I think too many chief ministers around. Everybody's a bloody chief minister. My dad's so ashamed. He's like, you're not a chief minister. What a failure. Go become chief minister. And we live so close to the house. Varsha is like 2 buildings away. Yeah. I mean, we are almost Varsha. That's what I tell the post office guys. They say almost Varsha. But of course, Devendra Fadnavis is also saying that now. So, okay, that's all we have time for, Deepa, but the AMAs are next.
Hey everybody, welcome to another awesome week on the IVM Podcast Network. If you aren't following us on social media, why aren't you? Please do. It's very important. We're IVM Podcast on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Would also like to thank our sponsors, Storytel and Intel. I also just wanted to add a brief note to our listeners. We've recently changed some of our show's hosting platforms, and if you're having any issues with your subscriptions, please do resubscribe to the shows and everything should work fine from there. We have a little bit of an announcement to make. Our Kannada podcast Thale Harate turns 50 episodes old this week. Alok Prasanna Kumar and Saryu Natarajan of the Ganatantra podcast joined Pawan for a 3-episode special as they discussed the CAA, NRC, and the freedom to protest in episodes 50, 51, and 52. So if you speak Kannada, why aren't you listening to that show? Also on Cyrus Says this week, Cyrus is joined by stand-up comedian and winner of the Mrs. India Earth pageant, Deepa Jhaveri. They talk about what goes behind the scenes at a beauty contest, how she entered comedy at a late stage in life, and how her family views her career choices. On Advertising is Dead, Varun sits down with longtime friend, photographer, and filmmaker Avinash Jay Singh. They talk about Avinash's process while on shoots, how he likes working with smaller teams if possible, and how advertising has changed for filmmakers and photographers in this internet age. On Pulyabazi, Pranay and Saurabh are joined by Kushal Bhagia, CEO of First Check. They take a look at the world of venture capital and discuss how a VC firm works. On 9XM Soundcast, Eva is joined by composer duo Salim and Suleiman. They talk about how to produce a great Bollywood score and their upcoming projects. On Simplified, Chuck, Shriketh and Tony continue with part 3 of the 2019 recap. Join them as they talk about climate activism, China and India's political landscapes. On The Habit Coach, Ashton talks about how we as a society have lessened twisting and turning of our spine as a whole and why it's important to do so. On Litnama, Lakshmi is joined by spoken word poet Jackie Tucker, who talks about the expanding scene of spoken word today, the impact it creates, and the monetization required for these new art forms. On Hedges and Sledges, host DJ Ashwin and Varun talk about the India vs Sri Lanka match in Guwahati, 4-day test matches, the Cricinfo Cricketer of the Year Hardik Pandya's engagement, and a whole lot more. On What a Player, Siddharth and Mikhail run down their sports predictions for this year, that is 2020. Listen in for educated predictions in the world of cricket, tennis, football, and darts. And with that, let's get you back to your show.
If If you have any questions for Cyrus, write to us on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. Or you can send an email to whatcyrussays@gmail.com.
And we welcome at the AMAs or on the AMAs. Please correct me, Deepa ji. The one and only Abbas.
Yeah, hi.
Abbas and I charge the same amount, except he gets to shoot in South Bombay. I have to go to Badi Mud Island. After 40 years in the business.
What do I charge for? I don't have anything to charge for.
Just say it. That sounds good.
Deepa organizes the shows and I do them.
Oh, you organize shows as well? You didn't mention that.
That's what comedy producer is.
Oh, that's what it meant.
Yeah.
What a moron I turned out to be.
Yeah.
So you have the business side. Huh? The Gujarati genes are strong. That's good. So you do that still?
Yes.
Oh, excellent. Have you worked under her?
I've done a couple of shows.
He's come to my venue.
Yeah.
Is there money in comedy, in this kind of comedy still? Or it's tough?
No, even as a producer, you don't really make much money.
On the gate?
Yeah. Tickets is hardly any.
But then these places are too small, no?
Yeah.
You must do it at Wankhede Stadium. And you must do it with bad sound so they can't hear you. People will be on their phone, they won't care. Everyone will come. We have 55,000 people.
You advertise our show.
I know.
You charge 100 rupees a ticket, do the max, 55,000 to 100. How much is that?
If you put out an Instagram post saying,
I have with some great effort and all reach some 2,000 followers.
Actually, let's do that. No, Deepa, what's your room called?
Me Time.
Me Time in Bandra. Every
Thursday
at 8 p.m.
8:15.
8:15 p.m.
It's called Thursday Ka Tadka.
Yes.
But why Thursday?
We have it only on Thursday.
The places are, they prefer to give us on weekdays rather than weekends.
So 8:15, this odd time.
Yeah. It's not odd time, it's the perfect time.
No, as in 8 o'clock or 8:30, but 8:15.
Because we give the 8 o'clockers time to reach, We give 15 minutes leeway.
That's not funny.
Those who come from Malad and Mud Island or something like that.
Mud Island, though, once you go there, you don't come back.
No, you go out deadly, early morning.
Don't say that. It was so painful coming out. Friday was really bad, last Friday.
So Thursday 8:15. Our listeners should come for the show.
Okay, 8:15 every Thursday.
Yes.
Deepa Jhaveri and gang.
Yes.
At
Me Time Art Cafe.
Me Time Art Cafe in Bandra.
14th Road Car.
14th Road Car, not Bandra.
5 minutes away from here.
5 minutes from where we are right now. But 8:15 is not 5 minutes away, so I'll be going home. Go on.
Alright, the first question comes from Priya Thomas.
Yes.
She says, Hi Cyrus, my name is Priya Thomas. I'm from yours, your wife Aisha's and your BFF Kunal's personal favorite place, Kochi. I live I live far away from my workplace.
Okay, I'll just quickly, before you... Kunal, my good friend, and my wife went on a holiday together in Jan of this year. That's 11 months ago to Kochi for some festival for 4 days. And of course, 3 of the 4 days were dry days.
So sad.
Sorry, carry on.
I live about 100 kilometers away and travel every day for work. 100 kilometers, wow.
In Kochi?
Yeah, apparently. And Cyrus is a big part of my journey to just get through the boring day at office. In fact, when I started listening to Cyrus Says, I didn't like it much as you didn't let anybody speak.
But she's telling you, Abbas,
right.
You didn't let anybody speak. Thank you, Priya. At last, somebody on my
But this
side.
dominant behavior of yours has started to grow on me in due course.
Ooh.
And
What
now
dynamic is in play?
And now I'm an avid listener. As a team, you're one of the best podcasts on IVM, and all of you, that's Abbas, Amit, Akash. Please get him for more episodes. Kunal, Naveen, the old ones like May, Kajol, etc., etc.
Kajol is an old one. There's a new one. Priya, what you saying? You're upsetting our people.
Huge shout out to all. My question is, in the movie Om Jai Jagdish, they show Mahima Chaudhary a part of Bakra and Cyrus Sahukar is assisting
I was
her
supposed to do
in
that.
her pranks. Why was he cast and not you?
Okay,
Couldn't they afford you or you had no idea at all?
They had cast me, but unfortunately, there was a death in the family. Long story. My four-legged friend died. So I couldn't go anywhere. I was very traumatized for 3 days. So Saukar was sweet enough to go. I think Anupam Kher was the producer or something. So he was quite close to us at that point, and there's no question of pulling out. So we had to go. Because they had that theme and the Bakra theme and all that. So Saukar went. And so they never worked with him again. So I suppose that worked out well.
Okay, this one comes from Rohan Jacob. Hey,
Rohan Jacob?
Yeah.
He's a friend of mine.
Really?
Unless it's a different Rohan Jacob. Yeah, he's Rajdeep Sardesai's best friend.
Okay.
In fact, he's having a party for Rajdeep. If this is
Rohan,
of necessary information, but...
This Rohan Jacob is from Canada. Is your friend from Canada?
No. Mine is struggling in Nariman Point. Plays tennis at the Bombay gym. I see him naked every day.
Oh
Not
my
fun.
God, okay.
Not fun.
Was that needed?
Not at all.
But now, because I can tell one Rohan's from the other. So remember. So
Hey Cyrus, your podcast is by far the best and I listen to it every day while driving here in Toronto, Canada. What makes me like you more is the fact that you, like me, are a Liverpool Football Club fan.
Yeah, forced to, of course.
What's your take on the Ballon d'Or this year?
Ballon d'Or.
Do you think Messi deserved to win this year? I personally felt Van Dijk should have won. Is that
I
his
think
name?
you're right. I think this is like bodybuilding in the 80s, 70s rather, where you just go with the name which will bring you the glory. And Messi and Ronaldo are the big superstars. They still, unfortunately, are one patch in terms of publicity, if not talent. That's always going to be debatable. But let Deepa take this. She loves her soccer. So, I'm with you. I hate that. Again, I hate the hype that people get for nothing. It's tough. He's had a good year in club football for me. Messi, that is. There are lots of other contenders. The Liverpool guys. I mean, Sadio Mane is playing the season of his life. Last year, Mohamed Salah played the season of his life. I mean, these guys are forgotten. Not forgotten. They're there. Everybody knows who they are. But that when it comes to giving that final thing, it's the way you treat one or two people as gods and everybody else one below. It's a little unfair. But I can change all that. I can change all that if FIFA lets me take over. I'll take Praful Patel, myself,
Of
Chagan
course,
Bhujbal, and
These are all
we
such
need one
outdated
BJ.
names now.
Praful Patel was running football.
I know, but that was years ago.
Chagan Bhujbal is back. His health is better immediately. The moment he was put in the cabinet, he started feeling better. No more hospital tests, nothing. It's fabulous. Good news can really help. I always say good news is best for health and wealth, apparently, as we'll find out. I think Ron's point is it's not just about football, but everywhere in the world. You can't have the film fair going only to say two actors in India, if Shah Rukh or Akshay, whoever the big names for today. Again, my references are wrong, so do not pay attention. Whoever are the big stars today. Who are the big stars today? Ranveer.
Arjun Kapoor. And
But you don't really know anything.
I don't.
Idiot. Allowing 2-3 names in the morning. You have no idea this monkey.
Sushant Singh Rajput.
Sushant Singh Rajput. Come on. That sounds more like a guy you played cricket
Ayushmann
against.
Khurrana.
Ayushmann is big.
He's now coming up. Yeah.
9 consecutive.
Vicky
Donor.
He's not coming up.
No,
Vicky Kaushal.
Vicky
He's
Kaushal.
already come up. Vicky Kaushal. My wife thinks Vicky Kaushal is attractive.
Most women think.
You think so? No.
I'm not a woman.
Have you seen Vicky Kaushal?
I have.
Oh my God.
He's not unattractive.
What? Look, I'm all for, liberal thought and all, bro. But keep your penis in your pants. For God's sake. Sorry, Deepa. Look, we're going to behave like this, sir.
You asked me. So I
You don't talk like this. Nobody talks like that.
Okay, let's take one last question.
No, we can't. We can't go over Vicky Kaushal and your love for him. You're screwed now as a show. The podcast changes to I love Vicky Kaushal. Abbas's in-depth
Entire
analysis.
country loves Vicky Kaushal. Yeah?
Are you mad?
Yeah.
But why not?
See, Cyrus?
I saw this picture where he's that, he plays that character that, don't ask me for titles. I don't know any titles.
What did he play?
The
Masan.
lash ka.
Masan, yeah.
Masan, where they take the lash. They're the ones who take the body, Yeah. And all he did was he was like a poor man's Raul
Firstly, I'm
Bose.
really impressed you saw Masan.
No, my wife makes me watch all this. She has control of the Netflix,
okay.
so I have to just watch or not watch.
Yeah.
So this is better than the other thing she watches now. I told you furniture and all.
Cooking, yeah.
What? Cooking is lovely. Furniture, they look at doors. Kunal and I look at doors and all that. There are not doors, Morrison, doors. Actual furniture. Chair. They talk about the chair, where the chair came from. I'm like, who cares about the bloody chair? God, where does this come?
We've
What
gone
happened to
from
country?
Vicky Kaushal to chairs now.
Kissa kursi ka.
Yeah. So you like him, huh?
Like I said, he's
Between
not...
Priyanka
Don't be
Chopra,
apologetic. If you like him, you
between
like
Anushka
him.
Sharma, Priyanka Chopra and Vicky Kaushal, who do you like the most?
Go, Vicky, go.
Priyanka Chopra.
Back with us now.
But
Ja,
Priyanka
us team
Chopra,
us team
Vicky Kaushal would be second.
You can't play in Wankhede and then come to CCI. You play in one stadium.
Priyanka, Vicky and then Anushka. It's like
Anushka last? Yeah.
Why?
Deepa, I have to replace you. This guest is far more fascinating, boss. I've got a madman here. This is like an in-depth analysis of this mind.
But why not?
Yeah, why not?
I don't say why not. I want to know why.
So why?
Why to bolo?
It's okay. I mean, you can be a man and find another man attractive. We like
Don't be so close-minded.
Static, Deep. Make it static. The static sound like radio ka awaaz so that we can't hear anything more. I think we've had enough. Thank you. Vicky's
do
parents
one
are
more
calling.
question, no?
They want to meet you. They want to meet your parents. The
I
Kaushals
gladly
are calling.
meet them.
The Kaushals and Momins. Come and meet. My son takes care of dead bodies. My son could have been dentist.
Yeah. I'll make them alive.
Oh. Deepa, close that down. Habitat Thursday. All right, Deepa, thanks for coming.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much.
Follow me at Instagram and Twitter on Bored Brocha. I'm so bored, I need your help. I need your love. I need your touch. Okay, just follow me. Okay, catch us on any of the podcasting apps, please. We beg you, we need you. Send us your questions on Twitter on Cyrus Says In. Or you can email us, even if you're not female, on whatcyrussays@gmail.com.
And that's what Cyrus says.
Janice, what do you think couples did before TV was invented?
I don't know, go for walks on the beach, long drives, fancy dinners, have more sex maybe?
But what did we do when we decided to move in together? We debated between the Chromecast and the Fire Stick.
We gave up on sleeping early so we could stay up watching true crime shows.
We got ourselves 3 cat babies.
And basically became the cutest couch potatoes around.
Okay then.
In case you guys still haven't got it, we are a TV crazy, Netflix loving, binge watching Mr. and Mrs.
I'm Anirudh Guha.
I'm Janice Sequeira.
And if like us you snort TV for breakfast, lunch and dinner, this is the podcast for you.
Tune in every Thursday on the IVM Podcast app or wherever it is that you get your podcast from. This is
Mr.
and Mrs.
Binge Watch.
Welcome to Peak Planet, a new podcast where we delve into the fallouts of the growth path that we and indeed much of the world has chosen. Sustainable growth is the buzzword. Until we nail that down, we need to ensure that we keep our population healthy and also have the resources for our increasingly urban lifestyles. I'm Karthik Ganesan, a researcher at the Council on Energy, Environment and Water, a Delhi-based policy research institute where for almost a decade we've been trying to explain and change the use, reuse and misuse of our resources. In the first season of Peak Planet, we take up air pollution, public enemy number 1 and an invisible one at that. Increasingly the most important risk factor for adverse health outcomes, air pollution has become the most unwanted byproduct of our aggressively growing economy. Over 4 episodes, we find out how prepared our systems are to deal with this crisis. You can catch the entire first season of Peak Planet out now on the IVM Podcasts app or website or wherever you get your podcast from.